Hello and welcome to another Unsourced Wall unboxing. Alright, so this is going to be something that I wasn't expecting to do for another couple of weeks, but it seems that my package from Veitch has come way sooner than I was hoping for, because I was actually going to talk about something else before this to set this one up. But it seems I'm going to have to try and explain at least as much as I can while getting into this. So let's just open this up right here. Alright. Got it out on the side. So the main thing I was getting in this package was a Dr. Blasphemy, BratPack t-shirt, which is a promotional item he's had available in different ways, in different stores and mail centers since BratPack came out. It was a promotional item. I want to see if it has the BratPack logo on the back like the original one did. Oh, it doesn't. I know that back in the 80s, the original version of this shirt had BratPack in this logo emblazoned on the back. But in here, we have the BratPack slogan, the tagline for the series. Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on. Which is weirdly relevant today. I mean, not in the right way because, dying. But honestly, that's why I was kind of hesitant about getting this right now. But I feel like with me moving into these videos, I had to have some kind of content. I've always wanted this shirt. I've wanted it for years, ever since I read BratPack. And so, it's a nice shirt. I also have heard that Veitch sometimes packs in goodies into his packages that people get. I wonder what I got. And it seems like they're right. I got Shiny Beasts. Rick Veitch with Alan Moore and Stephen Bissett. I know, I will. Oh, that looks wonderful. All right, I'm going to have to read this later. Maybe even do a review on that. You have another shirt he's promoting on his website, this Snakehead shirt. Maybe I'll get that one if I love that series. Anything else? Nope. All right, so let's take a better look at the Dr. Blasphemy shirt. Now, if you don't know anything about BratPack, let me give an example, a short description of it. The first thing you might think of when looking at a Dr. Blasphemy shirt is that obviously it is the comic version of the F word that you usually see when they have to censor themselves. They use these kind of winding level fonts. So that's kind of what it's trying to play on. But Dr. Blasphemy in BratPack, he's meant to be more of a representation of the underlying obscenity in comics. In terms of BratPack, Rick Veitch was very much inspired by Seduction of the Innocent and Dr. Frederick Wertham, in that he was in agreement that comics, especially back in the Golden Age, were laden with unhealthy and sometimes really inappropriate themes, messages, and content for kids that comic publishers were furiously trying to deny were even a thing. Like, they weren't trying to hold any responsibility, that they weren't trying to give any sort of legway to it. They were just in wholesale denial and sort of misdirection about the kind of stuff that were in crime comics or that were in some of the more lurid comics. Now, I don't really agree with Dr. Frederick Wertham. I have been reading Seduction of the Innocent. I'll be talking about that in a later video, more in depth about why I think that he was kind of in the wrong ballpark. But I do agree with Veitch and Wertham in that comic publishers were really pulling out the stops to even any of the implications that you might find in comics. Now, obviously, there were different styles of comics, and I think that some of Wertham's own assumptions were completely off base. He even hated romance comics. Like, he hated romance comics with a passion. So he really wasn't the most stable individual when it came to actually critiquing comics. But the fact of the matter is that there were some content that were being allowed to be read by kids that might have needed a little bit more parental supervision, or maybe even a rating system, something that could help at least give the publishers and the kids some sort of secure barrier, which we have in place now in multiple media. But obviously comic publishers are saying, no, that's completely false. Nothing like that even exists. And so that's why Rick Veitch created Dr. Blasphemy and the whole concept of BratPack, which is the fact that as a villain, as a kind of enigmatic figure in BratPack, he represents the truth, or the big lie. He represents everything that comics is trying to keep hidden about itself. So, F word. It's really succinct logo and imagery for him. And BratPack itself is all about the ways parents and comic superheroes and kids are all entangled in a mess of vices, of horrible decision making, and honestly, on the road to corruption. And obviously, it's not something that Veitch lands wholesale at the feet of comics itself, but more the sentiment that those comics in the early golden age had, and the effect that he believes that they were trying to promote. And so BratPack itself is kind of launched from the heels of the death of Jason Todd, and how fans at that time were phoning in to kill this kid character. And he felt that was like a great kind of very emphatic pop cultural moment that he could capitalize on, and he could make sort of the thematic centerpiece of BratPack. And so it's a bit of a rich series. It's not my favorite of Rick Veitch's King Hell Heroica, but it's something that has a lot to think about. It's very, very kind of interesting and philosophical in that way. And so that's why I got the Dr. Blasphemy t-shirt. I can't wait to try it on. Maybe I'll stick a little short video of me trying this on at the end of this. Maybe not, if it turns out to look terrible. But, I'm glad to have this. It's, really, really is just like a piece of comic history to own. I don't have that many graphic tees, especially comic graphic tees. I think when I was like 11, I got a Flash t-shirt. I only wore it like 3 times because I was pretty embarrassed to wear it. And since then, I only have one other, which was a Stray Bullets t-shirt that David Latham sold like a year or 2 ago with the old school Stray Bullets logo from Innocence of Nihilism. So that just makes 2 at this point. And maybe if this one works out, it'll be subtle enough to actually wear out. I really do enjoy this logo. In the BratPack graphic novel itself, he uses this imagery a lot. It's surprisingly effective and very enigmatic. And in the original version of BratPack, before he went back and re-edited it and added more pages and more context in order to fit it into a larger scope of the Heroica's narrative saga, Dr. Blasphemy is entirely enigmatic. He's an entirely mysterious figure, and he only exists as to be like a thematic lightning rod for the message that Veitch is trying to impart. So I think that works splendidly. And I think that's probably the only thing I like about the original uncensored, unedited version of BratPack, and not the ones you can find like on Comixology or the deluxe hardcover reprint that happened like a year or 2 ago. So yeah, no, that's BratPack. I'll talk more about BratPack in a future video. I'm waiting for more stuff to come in. And, just I'm glad to have this shirt. Glad to have Shiny Beasts, which I haven't read before. But you know what? The shirt itself was like $29 plus change. So having a semi-decent graphic novel, another King Hell one, is quite a deal. So that's it for this video. Like I said, if I'll add on a small try-on video, you'll see it at the end. If not, thank you for listening to another Unsourced Wall unboxing, and see you again next time.